So what we're doing today is we are opening this up and having a bit of a look at what's inside. So there's a mystery gift in here, which I believe it's a little dog. Get to see which dog I've got in here, which is something pretty cool, because you know it's something that Boom do, which I love dogs, so I'm happy. The actual box itself, really nice kind of gloss parts of the images on the box. It's not a box you're going to be throwing away, put it that way. On the back of the box it shows you the actual chassis that you're getting, it shows you the details, some of the highlights. You're also going to find the registration plates that will be unique to your vehicle. So the ones that you get will actually have a number on them, and the number is going to be the identifier of your vehicle. Each one is individual. It's only the promo kits and the kind of stock kits that are built by Boom that come with the D130. So you know, if you're purchasing one of these, you're going to get a unique number that's going to be, you know, just yours. So look after it. And that's also going to be on a little plaque that actually sits on the chassis itself as well. There's your in the box. You've seen all four, so it's on full size now. But yeah, I'm going to tip this back and get this open. I haven't gone through the tape yet. It's absolutely sealed. I've had it in my possession for more than 24 hours and I still haven't opened it, which has been driving me mad. Desperate to get in here and have a look, but I really want to capture it on video. So yeah, so I'm gonna get this open now and have a quick look inside. So you guys, there's a tape cut. And like I said, I'm gonna film any bits that don't show up on this camera on my phone. So there you go. So even the inside the box is printed, where heritage meets performance. Enjoy being a badass. Absolutely perfect. So straight out the bat, before I start looking at all that lovely bodywork in there, two manuals. You got the chassis manual, very nicely printed, very nicely done. All the different stages that we will be going through on film together. Your Defender, your story. Oh, so there you go. So there's the little plaque that will be able to be fitted to the back of the Defender with the number of my vehicle. That's awesome. And then a sticker sheet. Again, love my stickers, so I'm very happy with that. So this is where it's telling you about the actual number plates that you guys are going to be getting, which is going to be unique to your vehicle. So it's telling you, you know, what stage, what type of vehicle it is. It's telling you the actual number of the vehicle, and then you can have the VIN number as well, and that's the little plaque that goes on the receiver box. So that's awesome. Gives you a guidance on the tools you need, and then a breakdown of parts. And it also, that's nice. So when you get the vehicle, the parts are in foam underneath all the bodywork, which you'll see in a minute, and they're all numbered on here to match, so you can see what should be where. So you know, it's a good way of just understanding what you've got in the box. But yeah, as with all manuals, as Tamiya taught us back in the 80s, read the manual first. Go through, look at the steps, you know, understand what you're doing before doing it. It's always good practice to do that, you know, just to understand, you know, what's coming up. And do it in order as well. With Tamiyas, I tend to jump around a little bit sometimes, but you know, with this one, I'm definitely going step by step, keep it clean in the right order. But all of that's going to be on video, so you're going to see all that anyway, guys. So that's the chassis manual, and then this is a manual all on its own for the body kit with more decals. Look at that. So they're the BRX02 decals and the Boom Racing decals and stuff. These are kind of like the actual decals for the Defender body. So these have got the actual kind of like the dashboard and bits and pieces like that. Tax discs, very British, love it. But yeah, some really nice details on there. Actually, I'm going to show you some of these on here, because yeah, the actual details on them are mega, and it's awesome. And it's cool as well, because I mean, I'm guessing there's quite a few of you guys are going to have had Land Rovers at some point, or you've been in one at least. I drive a Freelander 2 at the moment. I've had Discoveries in the past. I've driven many Defenders, and these details are all absolutely spot on. Just looking at that dashboard, it's identical to the dashboard of my Freelander 2. like it's bang on, even down to the point that it's, you know, well, it hasn't got any warning lights on, and my freehand hasn't either, so, you know, it's a good sign. It's good. So yeah, so we're going through the body manual, and yeah, tons and tons of detail, but you're going to see all that in a minute anyway. Let's get to the fun stuff. So they're the manuals you get in there, they're the stickers, and that's the metal plaque for the back of the vehicle. Land Rover Solihull, exactly where we are right now. Defender 130 and the number of the vehicle. So very, very nice. Lovely. Right then, so in here is lots and lots of bodywork. And there's certain things that this BRX02 has got that's different to the previous BRX02s. The main one has been the redesigning and allocation of the rear suspension. The shocks are now at an angle, the actual suspension shocks are at an angle, and the springs are mounted against the chassis and the axle, and that removes the need for the high suspension tower at the back, which means that you can get a high capacity bed on the back of the vehicle instead, without the need for the shock tower kind of poking through like you do on a lot of RC vehicles. Still got the wheel arches obviously, but yeah, that's the inner bed, because there are outers that fit onto here, which you'll see in a minute when I pull them out. What else have we got? So that's cool. So there's some little tools in there, hardware, loads of little screws. Yeah, that looks like you've got a little screwdriver in there and a little drill. There's a little drill bit, and there's a few drill bits in there. Yeah, so you got some nice bits and pieces in there. Inner lights, outer lights, wing mirrors, and these are folding wing mirrors, the same as on my Defender, which is cool. So lots of little bits. We have got doors, 4 door outers, and there's going to be some door cards in here as well for us to look at. Sun's coming out lovely at the moment. There's the rear bench seat. So the back of the seat has got the 2 pieces to sandwich together to give it 3D effect. And then the actual seat part of the bench is there. I'm going to lay all this out in a minute and you'll see just how much there is. The fact that there's tissue in there, that tells me that there's all the windows in the clear plastic to keep them all nice, well packaged. Window frame. There you go. So that's the part of the rear bed that sits behind the cab. So that's going to, is it behind the cab? Or maybe that part might be part of the rear cab that sits somewhere else. That's going to be somewhere, that I'll work that out in a minute. They're the side pieces that actually sit on the outer. So yeah, so here's the roof. Like I say, it's got supporting struts in the windows that are going to need to be removed. But that's nice and simple, just move it off before you paint it anyway. Same as the front. So we've got the roof, got the high capacity bed. Here's the main body, before we get to any of the other stuff in here. So that's the main cab. Oh yeah, so that's what that thing there is for. That thing attaches on here. Oh, nearly. So that's going to sit across the back there, and that gives you that nice fit onto the chassis. Again, loads of supporting bars in here, which is cool, keeps it all solid in transport, and these will all be removed when we're building it. I'm planning on doing this one Stormtrooper style. I want it gloss white with gloss black detailing, so the grille, the light surrounds, the roof is going to be gloss black, the actual bodywork is going to be gloss white. You know, I want it shiny, I want it clean. And I think it's going to look really smart like that as well. So I'm really looking forward to getting this one done. But that's the main body. You can see there's tons of holes, tons of bits to actually add onto it, arches and so on. Oh, excuse me. Now we're getting into all the other bits. Got your pedals, your gear selector, the steering column, dashboard. Guessing that's going to be like the bench for the rear seat maybe. These are the seat stands for the front. Got your handbrake. You've got your granny shifter as well. So yeah, all the bits in there, and steering wheel, which looks exactly like the one I used to have in my very first Discovery. That's great. What else we got in here? Still loads in here. I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff in here. You got your vents. Pass. Not too sure what they are yet, but I will learn. I'll find out. Wheel arches, all 4 of them. Lens covers for all the lenses. So you're going to need to get some transparent orange paint, transparent red paint for those. The D130's got a slightly different layout on the lights. It's got 3 in a row at the top, like 3 in a vertical line on each side of the rear bed, which is really smart. So yeah, get those painted black, they'll look nice. Bit of little details in there as well, so you can see all the struts and the supports and all sorts of stuff going on. There's the grille, and there's a fan behind the grille, so that all needs to get painted nice. These are the hinges for the doors, and the windscreen wipers, and the door handles. Yep, door handles, hinges, windscreen wipers, and the hinges for the bonnet as well, by the looks of it. Possibly. Yeah, possibly the hinges for the bonnet as well. More big stuff. So we've got the door cards for inside the doors. Got the 2 parts for the tailgate for the back of the vehicle. So you've got the internal and the external. All of these are pre-drilled holes through the actual thing here. See if my phone's working off the video. I want to show you. Excuse me. So you can see I kind of pre-drilled the holes, so there's going to be a metal bar going through there to actually work the hinge, which is cool. There's the bonnet with the bulge, because it's a later model Defender, so you see that on there, and it's got the magnet holes to kind of keep it all down and good when you're driving. Front seats. Seat front, seat back, seat cushion, seat bases, so all that there needs to be put together. And then you've got the actual kind of floor of the cab, which all of that mounts onto. It's even got a little hole in the middle, so I'm sure people will take advantage of that and have a little cubby hole in the middle of the seat. Pretty cool. So yeah, so that's the actual floor. Sits inside there. Ultra scale realistic, it's brilliant, and lots of room to stick your model drivers in there as well. So stick a driver in your car. It's a good thing to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly move that back, because that's all the bodywork. So what's left in the box now is the chassis components, which I'll go through separately. But this is all the bodywork that you get. That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun to put it all together, get it all painted nice. This is what makes the model, isn't it? This is what makes it yours. All this stuff. It's not going to fit on my table. I don't even know why I'm trying.